Hi all, I'm Marty with Warehouse and Operations as a Career, and I am excited to be here with you today. I always say today. It's actually nighttime usually when I have a moment to record the show each week. I'm kind of a today soul, I guess. I do say the word tomorrow a lot, and today kind of lasts 24 hours for me, but I don't use the word yesterday much at all. I mean, of course, I have to refer to different past events like last week, a couple of days ago, and I'm good with saying this or that happened, but I don't blame anything on yesterday. It's in the past to me. So let's get started on episode 221 on the 51st week of 2020 tonight. This week I gave a couple of different classes, some on leadership, some on safety, and I had the rare opportunity to instruct a pit class for a few pallet runners operating an electric rider jack. Actually a double jack, and that was a lot of fun for me. I hardly ever get to teach that class anymore. It's one that I really enjoy too. Now, mixed in throughout the week, I had a few meetings with several frontline supervisors and leads. I always like visiting with those, making things happen. Anyway, it's that time of year for stories. Things slow down a bit. Everyone relaxes. We're all in a good mood. People like to talk this time of year. So I was thinking earlier today about all the stories and accounts I heard this week about missed opportunities. I personally witnessed 3 major ones this year. All 3 really bothered me. I'm always talking about advancement and opportunities here at WAOC. It's a shame, or I feel it's a shame, when someone hears a knock at the door and they just don't answer it. So I have 6 quick bullet points or stories I thought that we'd talk about tonight. A couple of them you may even can relate to. Okay, the first one, and I'm going to talk about 2 on the same subject, but they're kind of different in a way. So, a company offered a free OSHA 10-hour class to their associates. 13 people were really excited. 13 registered. The VP called each of them to thank them for signing up and shared a little about the class with them. Everyone was looking forward to it. Well, 3 people showed up. The class is, of course, 10 hours, so it was 8 hours on Saturday, a 30-minute lunch and a couple of breaks, and then 3 hours Sunday to wrap it up. Now, everyone knew the schedule. When asked why they didn't show up, most of the responses were that, well, it was on the weekend and something just came up. It was a free OSHA 10-hour class, and the company was paying the card fee as well. Totally free. And we all know what those cards are worth career-wise. They show an employer our commitment to our profession. Usually, as employees, we have to purchase that class. Now, some larger corporations will send their supervisors and managers through a course, but as an employee, outside of management, we typically have to foot the bill ourselves. Oh, and to kind of top it off, they've had 4 of those 13 ask when the next class is going to be. And here's the second part I spoke about, or the second incident of a missed OSHA 10-hour opportunity. I guess it's more of a missed pay opportunity. So a company was bringing back a few supervisors after being laid off for several months. They wanted to run all 4 of them through an OSHA 10-hour class before ramping everything up. It was suggested that the company could offer the class on a Saturday and Sunday and pay them for their time, instead of doing it during the week and, pull them away from their task. Their management decided the employees would like the class to be instructed during the week, so they didn't have to work. Yes, they used the word work for 7 straight days. Now, simple math tells us that they lost 10 hours of overtime pay, right? I don't know. I think I'd look at that as paid education or paid training. My OSHA 10-hour card is good for the rest of my life. It can help me get another position, and it can help me earn more money. I'm all about self-education and taking advantage of every opportunity, I guess. And this one, I hear, probably 10 times a year, but this guy I really felt sorry for. So a gentleman came to a staffing agency. He'd been out of work for quite a while, I guess. His experience was mostly in the construction field, but he'd had a little warehouse early on in his career. The agency had a great general labor position that was really close to where the candidate lived, and the pay was right. Everything looked good. He sailed through the screening procedures and was being set up for the job. He was so excited. The recruiter completed the onboarding process, gave him his safety vest and time clock number, and told him to report to work at the appropriate time with his vest, steel-toe footwear, and a can-do attitude the next day. Well, the associate showed up 15 minutes early. However, he was not wearing the proper footwear. He was sent away by the customer, his new employer. When asked why he didn't have on his steel toes, he stated he didn't have any. He thought it would be okay till he got his first paycheck. It wasn't. This one is so bad because this particular agency had a shoe program. They may have been able to help him. And of course, I understand it may be embarrassing, but we have to be honest when it comes to our jobs. 9 out of 10 times, this just wouldn't work. But this one instance, he could have been helped. As applicants, we need to be honest. In most instances, we can get some help. We all need a little help every now and then. So here's another steel-toe story real quick. An agency hires a lady as a reach lift operator. A stroke of luck, actually, for the agency and the candidate. Their customer needed an operator to start Monday morning. Now, this was Thursday when the order was received, and the lady happened to apply that very morning. She came in, completed her onboarding, and was set up for her pit class the next day, which was Friday. She was given the address sheet, which had some instructions, such as be at least 15 minutes early, wear steel-toe shoes or boots, kind of told everybody where to park, etc. She showed up early, took her seat, and was ready to learn. The instructor introduced himself, asked everyone to introduce themselves, and proceeded to check the footwear as they were ready to get started. Well, she had on regular shoes. She said no one told her about wearing steel toes to the pit class. The instructor asked if she was shown the orientation video. She said yes. He asked did she see the part about the upcoming pit class and that proper footwear was discussed. She said she may not have seen that part. He asked if she was given an instruction sheet to find the class. She said yep and pulled it out of her pocket. He asked if she had read it. She said of course. He asked if she could read it to him. Well, she saw the part about the footwear and then said why would she had read that anyway. He had to send her on her way. The job had to start Monday. The recruiter had to fill it with somebody else. Here at WAOC, we talk a lot about responsibilities and how our positions are our responsibility, right? Here's one. I'm not sure I'll ever understand this one. And it ends even worse than it starts. All right, so a guy's promoted to a manager on a traveling team. He's been a great employee for like 5 or 6 years, a very accomplished unloader. His managers and customers and crews really like him. His company promoted him and included him for 4 weeks of planning, arranging travel, helping him secure his supervisors and different trainers for the rollout. He worked really closely with the recruiters for, hiring local talent. He was super excited to lead his first team. Now, 2 weeks out, he heard from his brother that lived out of state. They hadn't seen each other in over 5 years, he said. He was going to be coming through the state on business and would be in town over the weekend. He wanted them to get together with all the local family and have a party. Well, the new manager went to his boss and explained that he just couldn't pass up this chance to party with his brother and family, that he would not be able to lead this team at this time. Of course, his boss explained that he had to go. He had a lot of planning and expense had already happened. He was the manager and needed to make a decision. The associate quit. He truly felt like seeing the family was more important. Now, I don't know his situation at all. I may have thought, well, I'll miss him this weekend, but I can fly out and visit some other time. I don't really know. Here's where it really turns bad, though. So he's quit his job. He receives a call from his brother that Thursday that his job has changed his plans and he won't be laying over. He won't be coming through town. I don't guess his brother put as much emphasis on the party as he did. Talk about a missed opportunity. I think we have time for one more. Well, maybe not, I guess. Anyway, I feel that we always have to be ready to answer those knocks. With all the examples we talked about here tonight, see, I didn't say today. With all these examples, someone didn't plan. They did not take on that responsibility, their responsibility to succeed at their position. You know, some call it living in the minute. Others call it being lazy. Some say it's someone else's fault. It's our fault. We control our success. If you don't believe me, send me an email to host@Warehouse and Operations as a Career, and I'll let you change my mind. We have to be ready to answer that door and be safe in all that you do until we talk again next week.